عينك يا بغداد منذ طفولتي شمسا.
Are you listening? Are you listening to me, Salim? I have something serious to say. Pay attention. It's your wedding day. This is a big deal. You do know that, don't you? I've been trying to be alone with you to say what I want to say. Salim, are you listening?
Is it about my drinking?
No, it's not about that.
All right then.
Today you are getting married. You are getting married to a lovely girl. Really, Zina. Zina, she must be on her way.
No. I meant the opener.
The opener? There.
Shukran, ya mother.
Listen, Salim, I don't know how to say this, so I'm just going to come out and say it. Tonight may not mean much to you in sexual terms, but for Zina, this is the most important night of her adult life. She has probably been fantasizing about it for such a long time, it's only natural. For her, this is the start of her sex life. So I can't emphasize this enough, Salim, I really can't. Whatever you do tonight, whatever you do, you must not, under any circumstances, try to fuck her up the ass.
Oh, you son of a dog!
I really can't emphasize that enough.
You son of a dog. Fuck her up the ass. I mean, hell, who'd bring that up except you? All the guys are thinking it, I bet.
Don't worry, no one's taking blame.
It's very considerate of you all to be worried about my wife's ass.
Salim, has she read your book?
Marwan! You really think I'm in a doctor tonight? Come on.
Can a leopard change his spots?
You can always join the dots and pretend to be a zebra.
Hurry up! Why haven't you changed?
I have.
You look like you're going to a bloody funeral in that tie. Don't you have a lighter one?
I think I look fantastic.
Adam's right, it's too dark.
See, what did I tell you? You never
Fine. Let's just try another one.
Come here. You're a bloody mess.
What's the matter?
Nothing. Well, that scene from your book just popped into my head.
Which scene?
You know, when a friend carried on those two guys. What's the line? Rebecca is not here, mate. It's brilliant.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's funny anymore.
Oh, why is that?
It's time to move on.
You've been thinking about what we discussed, haven't you?
What did you discuss?
How Salim should start tackling Iraq, the war, this whole mess.
When I tried to write about Iraq, about my first trip back in 2003.
That was crazy. He just disappeared.
I had to be here. I needed to see it for myself, this new chapter unfolding.
Still remember that long email you wrote? Breathing the intoxicating
Oxygen of freedom, yes, don't remind me.
Oxygen el-Hurriya.
See, I wasn't the only one who used it. When I try to write, it's a constant struggle to pin down what I feel about all that has happened. I feel like I'm trapped in other writers' words.
Oh, that's true even for me. And I know Iraq inside out. I worry sometimes whether I've written the same column twice.
I am like Martin Amis, swashbuckling with cliches.
It's early days for you. You are lucky. Novelists are allowed to ruminate. Journalists, on the other hand, are expected to churn. Churn. Time to get to know the country.
That's not going to happen. Zina is already dreaming of Harrods.
Shame. Come on, time to make a move. Tidy yourself out.
Salim, I know I've said this to you before. It's not too late to change your mind.
We've been through all this.
Habania is dangerous.
Come on, where is your spirit of adventure? Habania is barely an hour's drive. We could run around there like children again. Huh? Maybe climb a few palm trees.
Ask any Iraqi of our generation about Habania. Out will flow a stream of memories. It was the place where the middle-class Baghdadis went for picnics and family outings. Salim wanted the wedding there, in that place so strongly associated with happy childhood memories. So there we were, making our way to Habania. Kadam and I were near the front of the motorcade. Zina and her family were several cars behind in a white Mercedes decorated with ribbons and balloons. At the rear was Salim and his cousins on a pickup truck. Dancing, singing, drinking, firing shots in the air. Our wedding is not a wedding in Iraq unless shots are fired. It's like in England, where a wedding is not a wedding unless somebody pukes or tries to fuck one of the bridesmaids. It's just the way it goes. I could see it. Like a giant bug coming up from the horizon, this American Apache. It dropped and headed our way. I thought it would fly a couple of times over us, then bug it off. Not a chance. I remember finding it hard to breathe when I saw the flare of the missile being fired. I ducked, which is pathetic if you think about it. The missile whizzed over my car and exploded somewhere behind us. It was as if a rhinoceros had butted the motorcade and sent it reeling forward. I couldn't control the wheel, the car skidded this way and that. I veered off the road and landed in a ditch. When I looked behind,
I swear, our parents are so lacking in imagination. All the Iraqis I know are either engineers or doctors. Honestly, I was at this Iraqi Communist Party do last week and I was being introduced around. Ahmed, engineer. Hazim, doctor. Nawal, doctor. Manal, architect. Basim, engineer, etc., etc., etc.
so what do you study then?
Medicine. But I'd like to be a belly dancer.
Really?
Right after I become an astronaut. Hello, I'm middle class, just like you. You think they'd let me do something creative? Hello, Marwan.
Can't believe it.
You've hardly changed. You look a little bit more gaunt. Lost for words?
Yes.
Don't blame you. It's been 5 years?
6. 6 years and 1 month.
And days and minutes. Come on, don't disappoint me.
I thought you moved to Basra.
I came back after the divorce.
Your letters, they stopped.
I know, I'm sorry. I was in no state to write.
How do you know Kazim?
Come on. There aren't many people like him, like us, left around here, or haven't you noticed?
What do you mean by that? What kind of people are we?
People who are partial to bits of the old Johnny Walker every now and then.
Many things have changed. Some things are just as I remember them.
Aren't you going to invite me in, or are we spending the night? I don't mind, but maybe your neighbors will talk.
Thanks to the resistance, people are less inclined to look out of their windows. You know, it might be quicker to take the back stairs. It's easier to get to my room that way.
It's a bit presumptuous of you, Marwan.
How dare they? Who do they think they're hanging up on me? Have you seen this? Do you know what they are saying?
I have a feeling you're going to tell me.
He was a censor under Saddam and is now positioning himself to be a censor under the coming Islamic government.
What do you want me to say, Yasser? With democracy comes petitions, get used to it.
I have been a critic for 15 years. In Syria, they consider me the most important literary
critic of his generation. I know.
They want me fired. These so-called writers.
And poets. And painters. And actors.
And why? Because of a review I wrote about a mind-polluting novel.
This wasn't a work of propaganda, Yasser.
Are you on their side?
Okay, let's have it.
I made a legitimate point. Salim arrived here at the most critical period in Iraq's history since the 8th revolution. And what did he write about? The war? The political situation? The deteriorating relations between East and West? I mean, these are juicy topics. Huh? Plenty of meat on them, plenty. Oh, no. No. None of that is good enough for Mr. Saad. He has to go write a fantasy about fucking some English guy.
I put that point to Saleh myself once, although I worded it a little differently.
And what did he say?
We drank in Iraq that night, so my memory's a little hazy. That's it. I said, Salim! Why, masturbating angels? I mean, you could write about anything you want, but you don't have to be Iraqi to have written this novel.
Precisely! That is precisely why I wrote it.
Explain it to me, I don't get it.
In England, they have this prize, this ridiculous prize called the Booker. Now, you can't be an Indian writer, for example, and hope to be nominated for this fucking thing without point. Have someone in your novel describe what it's like to, say, slice a mango or some other exotic fruit. Or have someone running through some luscious forest or hovering on a carpet carried by invisible waves of magic realism. It's as if you have to carry India like some dead bird around your neck before you can be admitted through the gates. Fuck that!
What's wrong with mango?
What's wrong with mango? I like mango. If I want to write about mango or dates or oil or Islam or the war or whatever, then sure, by all means. But I also reserve the right not to. I think things will change. This war will change how we are perceived.
I doubt it. I doubt it very much. We are insignificant and doomed to be misunderstood.
No, this war has put Iraq on the map. The people can make connections between their corner of the world and this place in ways that were not possible before.
All right. Look, it's true. Just after the liberation, invasion, occupation, whatever you want to call it, yes, it was wonderful to be a real journalist and feel connected, even in a small way, to the outside world. But now, what good is it doing me to have the sympathies of the Guardian?
Good, you told him. We are here living it, they are there watching. You can't get more separated than that. People are engaged by Iraq now, and I am talking about people that don't normally get involved in politics. Something good must come out of this.
So why haven't you written about Iraq?
I'm just not ready, darling.
It's in your blood! Can't run away from it.
You know, sometimes it takes the outsider to show the native what he keeps missing. But in this case, am I the outsider or the native?
Both. You are both, Salim.
Something good will come out of this. Do you know what will happen the day after the Americans pull out? Will be instantly forgotten.
What are you saying?
We could be tearing each other to shreds, and no one will give a dry lump of shit about it.
All right. All right, I'll be there right away. Yes, sir. Get ready to believe in miracles.
I'm fed up, Hisham. I don't see why your writing has to come before everything else. I don't see why I just have to accept that.
Hey, what's the matter? Why are you so upset?
Something about her makes me uncomfortable.
Suzanne,
Who else?
what about her makes you uncomfortable?
She's a hybrid. I don't trust hybrids.
What are you on about hybrid?
Half English, half Egyptian, doesn't even speak proper Arabic, and to top it all, she has the same name as Mubarak's wife, Suzanne. Yuck.
Oh, well, no. You've convinced me. I'm cancelling the appointment right away.
She clearly. But here's what I don't understand, Hisham. You've been writing about a revolution, a theoretical revolution this past year.
Year and a half.
Well, now there is an actual revolution.
No, there isn't.
We should have been there on the 25th. Instead, we stayed in our flat while thousands took to the streets.
And the police drove them out of Tahrir Square after midnight. The same will happen today.
With that kind of optimism, how could we possibly fail?
They've shut down the internet.
What?
He's a blocked writer, and he's been... he's trying to finish his second novel, and he's also...
إنه كاتب انقطع الوحي عنه بينما يحاول إتمام كتابه الثاني. يعتبر نفسه منخرطا في السياسة، ولكن أحداث المسرحية تلقي الشك على التزام الكاتب السياسي بينما ينظر من برجه العاجي بعيدا عن ساحة الصراع.
As I retreated back into the Ashwaya area, the people there began to open their houses to take in those who were tired or fainting and give them first aid. Some of the women stood on their balconies and threw onions down at us. Why? I didn't get it at first. And then I realized the onions were to combat the effect of the tear gas.
I have just one question. Who will win in a free and fair election?
That's not the point.
No, it very much is the point. You want democracy, right? Fine. Who will win in a free election? Answer me that.
I don't know. It will depend on the political...
Muslim Brotherhood.
Not necessarily.
Yes, necessarily. They are the only party that has connection with ordinary Egyptians, and you know that. And where will that leave us? Me, a Christian Coptic, and you, a liberated woman who doesn't even wear the hijab.
Oh, well then let's never have democracy. Let's just kiss the feet of Mubarak and keep everything as it is.
I'm just saying the country is not ready.
If we are given democracy, then our future is an Islamic state.
Egyptians are pious.